Good morning.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning. Calling P2104-624E in the matter of Stephen Singer. Good morning, Ms. Dieter. Good morning, Mr. Grover.
Good morning, everybody.
Where are we at, council?
So, a few items. We were here to talk mostly about the open door offer.
I saw that.
My client has obtained an offer from Open Door. I believe it's been forwarded to Ms. Dieter for her clients to review. I'm trying to pull it up here. I believe it was $409,000. When we had met in May, we talked about selling the condo either just by stipulation if everybody agreed on the terms, or if not, by a petition under the same terms and procedure under NRS 148.
Right. Ms. Dieter?
And so I don't know whether Natasha and Lenore are in agreement with that, but there is an outstanding offer from Open Door.
Ms. Dieter?
I have heard back from one client. I have not heard back from the other yet about the open door offer. I'm hoping to have an answer later today. So that is one option. I think we do have a process in place if we decide to sell through the probate process, and that was the original process that had been contemplated to ensure that there was the highest and best price for the property. I think the issues that came up at the last hearing was about giving the tenant notice to vacate, which it's my understanding Open Door would need the property empty, and certainly if my clients decide to accept the offer, then there'd be sufficient time to give them notice to vacate. And otherwise, my clients had wanted to explore the option of whether or not we could potentially sell with the property occupied to ensure that the mortgage payment could still be made pending the sale, since right now there's a slight surplus coming in from the rental income, but unless there's money coming in, then there's no funds to pay the expenses for the property.
What did your one client say? I guess you never indicated if your one client was amenable to the offer.
One would like to be done and get this over with.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm waiting for confirmation from the other. And not that I want to status check this to death. My clients, if we accept the offer, then obviously this all goes away.
Right.
The bigger issue is, if they do decide to look for higher and best price, then, are we trying to sell with tenants or without, or do you want us to just try and get the offer resolved and we can put this back on calendar, or whatever the court's preference is if we can't get it resolved?
Well, let me ask a couple questions. Mr. Grover, is there a deadline date that Open Door says you have to accept or not accept, or the offer changes? Do we have a date for that?
Yeah, I do not remember off the top of my head. Let me go pull up the...
I believe Mr. Grover's email was it wasn't specific to that, but the 23rd was mentioned as a deadline to us.
August 23rd,
Okay.
yeah.
If that's the same.
All
Yep.
right.
So I would say, ideally tomorrow I can have a response from my clients, or no later.
No later than Friday? Okay, so let's do this. Because Monday is the 23rd. So let's...
We could come back Friday afternoon. I'm okay with that.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Or you guys can just email me and email my JEA and let me know. I have a monster calendar on Tuesday, so Monday I have 44 matters on calendar on Tuesday, so I really want to kind of leave my Monday open to tie up any last ends. I'm preparing it now, but I'd like to have Monday open. Even though I know this will only take 15 minutes.
Should we send you a case of Red Bull?
What?
Should we send you a case of Red Bull?
Red Bull I do not do. Why don't we do this? Why don't you email me on Friday? Email my JEA on Friday and let me know whether or not your other client is going to accept it. And then let's go ahead and set a status check for Monday. It shouldn't take us very long. If your client doesn't accept on Friday, then let's discuss on Monday what we're gonna do. Okay? Does that work? Or do you wanna do everything on Friday? Can I do it on Friday? I have Friday open. You wanna just do everything on Friday afternoon, late?
Yeah.
My Friday's a little,
I have Friday wide open, so I can work with you, Miss Dieter.
I could probably do 1:30
Okay.
if we're wrapped up by about like 2:15 would be my absolute latest.
I think we
So
can.
this is Friday?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think we can make that happen. Does that work for you, Mr. Grover?
it does.
Okay.
A couple of other just housekeeping items.
Yep.
We don't have an order from the May hearing. I've put one together that I want to send over.
Okay.
But one of the things we do need from that is right now the house is still titled in his individual name. So if we're going to close on this, we've got to get an order in putting this into the trust.
Okay.
And so I'd like to talk about that on Friday. And then a couple of other small housekeeping items just while we're here. Ms. Dieter did send over some bank statements from Wells Fargo, Clark County Credit Union, and things. We have sent out, as the court knows, a lot of subpoenas. I received a response from the funeral home, and interestingly, there was a 1099 in their file. I don't know why they had it, but they did. And the 1099 shows that he was receiving $81,000 a year from PERS. So if we break that down by month, that would come out to over a period of 51 months, which was the draft accounting of the first one they submitted, $344,000. The accounting shows $296,000 in income, and that includes some non-PERS stuff, I believe. And so we talked about getting us the tax returns. We would like to see that. It could be as simple as the difference is taxes, but I don't know. I don't know what that difference is because I don't believe the accounting shows taxes paid. There was a withholding of some kind. So we talked about that before, but I'd like to have those tax returns sent over to us. And then we'd also talked about basically a true up. It was about a $5,000 payment for the insurance payout. Now, I understand that there's no liquid funds, but part of what I'd also like to understand is the rent money that's being collected right now is being held by Ms. Dieter's trust account. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And there's a mortgage payment going out on that every month?
Yes, the mortgage is $943, and then there's two HOAs. One is $200, and one is $48. So the rental income just came in for this month. The September mortgage and HOA payments will go out, and after those are paid, we'll have $979.
Total or from in profit for the month?
That's total over since we've been collecting the rent and paying expenses. That's what's accumulated.
All right. So what's happening is the tenants pay to the management company. The management company takes their fee.
Yes.
They pay you. You're paying the HOAs and the mortgage, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And that was
right,
the order
so,
from. That was the order from. I think that was what we had decided in May. So.
Right.
I think it's been since before May. I think
been.
it was, just before that.
Okay.
Right, and I guess so. There are no liquid funds of any kind right now. Because I know in the accounting it listed there were like $2,000 between the B of A and the Wells Fargo account.
And so we're filing our supplement with the accounting today. It addresses the difference, that $5,000 true up and where those funds went. And I didn't anticipate talking about this today, so I apologize. Give me a second and I can press. There, in the Bank of America account, there is about $2,000, yes. And this, frankly, it'll be addressed in the supplement, but there's about $2,102.50. This was when the funds were divided partially, what was the anticipated for Karina's share? No, I'm sorry. It's about $1,200, I believe. But either it'll be filed today addressing it. I didn't do the numbers on this side of the accounting. I've had another attorney handling it. But either way, it'll be filed addressing it and what funds are on hand.
Why don't we table that issue, Mr. Grover, until Friday?
Okay.
And then that way you can take a look at the supplement? And we can be
Okay.
prepared to talk about it then?
The other thing too is if you could send over those tax returns, that would be helpful too.
I will provide tax returns.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll be back on Friday and hopefully keep things going forward.
On the, let me just ask a couple of questions on that offer pad offer. What is the closing costs on that? Are they more expensive than what it would be if we had just a straight putting it on the market issue?
I looked at this and it's about the same.
The only reason that I ask is my husband works for a lady who's a realtor, and they just had a house that they had 17 bids on it, and it ended up closing like $50,000 over the original asking for cash. Like, the market is just insane right now.
Right. So the way I've got it pulled up here on their website, if you sell it to them, they do what's called a 5% service charge, and then there's 1% in closing costs. In terms of a sale, that's pretty normal. I know the standard commission in Vegas is 5 or 6%.
Yeah.
And that's not including the closing costs.
Right.
So in terms of a percentage, I think Open Doors might be actually a little bit less selling to them.
Okay. Did either one of you look at what the, and I know Zillow is what Zillow is, but did either one of you look at what the Zillow estimate was on this house?
I have. Let me pull that up.
I say I have as well. I believe it was close, but I don't have it in front of me.
Okay.
If Mr. Grover's pulling it up, that's fine.
I don't have it right. Well, give me 2 seconds, and I will get it pulled up here with the updated number, because I know these changed within a week.
Oh,
from some
mine went up another
$13,000
13,000 in 2 weeks. It's insane.
Yeah, I know. It's bonkers. The problem with getting Zillow. Go ahead.
I say the other estimated cost that was provided on the offer was repairs that were a little over $4,000. I'm not sure what that includes, but that was also included. So the estimated net proceeds from Open Door was $379,797, not including the mortgage.
How much is left on the mortgage, Miss Dieter?
Give me 1 second.
Thank you. What's the address on this property again?
I'm running it on Zillow, and it's not
okay.
pulling up the exact unit. It's 9900 Covington Cross Drive, number 210.
9900?
Actually, no, that's sorry. It's 10809 Garden
I got
Mist
the wrong
Drive.
number.
and it's unit 1088.
Yeah, I put the wrong address in, I'm sorry.
The mortgage has a unpaid principal. It's $117,791.15.
Oh, this is Garden Drive Apartment 2043. I was gonna
I got
say,
here, it says 358 on Zillow.
so this is a good offer then.
Yeah, I would think so.
I think that's a good offer then, if it's 358 on Zillow. That seems like a pretty darn good offer.
396 on Redfin.
On Redfin, I guess it's at 396. My staff just looked it up. So still at 409, that's still a good offer. So, all right. So Ms. Dieter, you're gonna get over the tax returns. You're gonna hear back from your client, and we'll be prepared to talk about the supplemental records that you are providing today. And we'll all get together on Friday at 1:30. Did I miss anything?
No,
I think that's
and the other thing, we really do need to get that order taken care of.
Okay. Yes, can
So that it
you,
goes through and we can get it
even if we
recorded.
just have a simple order that says that the property will be, transferred into the name of the trust, or even a simple order that allows the administrators to sign for the sale of the property. I mean,
I can get that over to Mr. Grover tomorrow. I apologize. That's been
fine.
on us, and we've been trying to resolve some other order issues, and I realized today that my office apparently requested the wrong video for a different
Okay.
date. But I'll
I've got
provide
the
a draft.
video if you want
Grover.
it. I'll share it with you, Laura. I've got the video. I created one over the weekend, actually, that's got timestamps on it and everything.
Okay.
If we don't agree on that, Laura, I think what Judge Peterson is suggesting.
Yes,
just
we can do a
order.
separate order. Yes.
Yeah, and we can do it that way. But the only concern I have about doing an order that says they can sign documents going from the estate to Open Door is I worry that title will have a problem with that because underwriters may look at this and recognize it was in his individual name and it didn't necessarily go under 148. And so I do think we need to move it into the trust by order first, just to avoid closing problems. Because those underwriters can get hung up on really small details.
oh, trust me, I know. I had to scramble on one when I was in your guys' shoes. So I get it. All right, well, why don't you do this too? Why don't you reach out, Mr. Grover, since you have you spoken with the people over at Open Door that have provided the offer at all?
My client has been the one doing all the legwork on with
Okay,
Open
you
Door.
might want to reach out to them and just find out exactly what they need as far as documentation, because then that way we can cut it off at the pass and make sure that they have everything that they need. So this becomes a smooth transition at the time.
Okay.
Okay? Just a suggestion. I mean, but I'm here to
Yeah, that's
assist.
a great idea.
All right. Anything else that
Oh.
we can do this morning?
Nope.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
See you at 1:30 on Friday.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay, bye.